Hello and welcome back for another episode of 86. As you can see, it's not quite another, I didn't quite go for 2 last night. I wanted to, and then about halfway through the end discussion, I realized I was quite sleepy. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna wake up, and since I have a whole day off, I'm gonna spend that whole day recording. So if things came out really late, if I missed for the first time a full 86 on Friday, which, I mean, I sometimes I do it like 2 a.m. for me, but it's around the right day. If I missed that, I'm sorry. It was because I'm recording multiple episodes and I'm planning on uploading them all and blah, blah. I don't want to ramble on for long. I'll get into this. Like, subscribe, comment, all those, yada, yada. I don't even do those for half my videos anymore. I just got annoyed by it. We are almost at 50 subscribers at the time that I'm recording this. We might hit that by the time this uploads, because I don't know what happened, but that sort of online video hit the algorithm hard. It's at 900 views, and I'm like, whoa, crazy. Whoa, hold on. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. Thank you for stopping by. If you're stopping by my 86 reaction, enjoy my other stuff. I'm rambling. Let's get in. Let's get in.
気にしてねえだろうが一応言っておくぜ。お前のせいじゃねえからな。
I like Raiden. He's a good second. Doesn't talk much. Says what he has to. Oh, by the way, I think I'm gonna leave a comment for it as well, but just in case, let me go ahead and clarify something. Last episode, I said something about Jerome being like a middle manager, and I'm gonna keep that in my brain. The reason why I said that is basically, I'm going to keep in my brain that he might not be super for what he's talking about, but he's the one whose job it is to relay higher up will and higher up information to the normal soldiers, or at least to Lena. So what I'm saying is he might not be a totally bad dude. However, personally, he said some stuff that it's anti things that I believe in. So continuing on. That was a weird shot. I like it, but that was weird. Oh, okay. That was fun. This anime does so much stuff that's like... Somebody had this as a play project. It was like, ooh, I have symbolism and fun tricks I want to do. They're certainly unique. You can see why people love this. See, like that. Like that right there was one. This is a weird person to go to. I say every time, because she's so... I mean, but she has a thing to say. Certainly does. Even if she gives bad advice, she still gives advice. Full poison. Keeps you from becoming water. Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. Call her out. Ooh, hold on. Ooh. Yay, the human. I've been wondering about that for like forever. You've been so weird. There we go. You're a human. That's why. That's why you're so weird. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we... Okay. I mean, it could totally not be what I'm thinking, but I think that we are all thinking. Oh, maybe it's not Shin. I can't tell. Mm-hmm. So she literally represents what you couldn't be. Yep. Gotta suck. You are, however, quite strong for dealing with that for years. Correct. Mm-hmm. Somewhat. That's... slightly more active you were, but... don't beat yourself up for inaction. Or... yeah, inaction. Uh-huh. Oh, never mind. It totally is. It totally is Shin. Okay, cool. Also, okay, they're also just straight up psychic. Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now that one of their parents tried to stuff them inside of a giant mech, Huey. Sorry, that's a Metal Gear joke. I don't know why I decided to go with that. Oh, they're what made the thing. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Point. Score 1. I've been trying to put jabs in on that whole you're making the Satin Magnolia Republic stupid. You shouldn't do. This is a little bit stupid in the right. And then they said, "No, shut up." Ugh, hit me in the mouth with, of course, psychic, and that's how we have the. Put a counter editing me. Put a counter. Let them know they got one over me. Damn, I should have smelt that. Ah. Oh, I'm sure.
言葉を伝えるものなんだから動物じゃ実験にならないでしょ。まさか86は人間じゃないって言ってたくせにほんと都合がいいのよね。父さんはそれに耐えられなくて自殺した。
Sounds about right.
事故で亡くなったんじゃ。それならあの子を見捨てた私も。
You're a baby. Get over it.
だから父さんのね、やっぱり何もできない。私には誰も助けられない。
Okay. So you are the I have become death directly. Okay. I mean,
that
was happening no matter what. But we're lashing out, I get it. I chose poison, so I blame you for being medicine. Yeah. You're both doing something. Man, I'm really on that Monogatari thing, but like it's very important. It's actually funny that it's coming up so hard in this particular piece of the story. Okay. Man, our girl needs support. Someone help me. Okay, and now we get the flower thing now. it's been like aggressively pushed. I like it though. Cause like I wouldn't have gotten it if I didn't look at a different reactor who got it immediately. I think. I don't know. I would have gotten it there. God damn it, she's back again. That fits so hard. Will you please talk? Please talk. Please talk. Talk. I love it because I've already gotten one half of what I had as a problem is already fixed. Please. Let's go.
86は全滅すべきだ。
I know.
それがこの国のためになると政府、では市民がそう考えているのだよ。
Once again, doesn't say him.
この国の意
Once again, it's the nation. The partners have agreed, for those who know what that is. Wait, so you're trying to just get rid of him?
彼らは全滅と同時に存在しなかったことになる。故に共和国は何の罪も犯していないことになる。
I know he's still in the middle of his speech, but I want to say, man, I made the correct decision in watching these two back to back because I was at the okay. Now we have a will and a thought. It's evil, but now it's evil. It's not stupid. It's not chaotic stupid. It's chaotic evil. Well, it's not even chaotic evil. It's neutral evil, if anything. It's except it's wipe them off the face of this so that we don't become okay. I'll have more to say about this in a second, but good decision. It's to follow the government's wishes, which is to follow the people. I already said this. Because people suck. They're contradictory creatures. There we are. See? Middle management. True. Ooh. Oh. Damn. Ah. Now that is... Yes, he is, but
希望や理想を唱えるのは自由だが、
Indeed.
それでは誰も動かせない。絶望と希望は同じものだよ。
Ooh.
望むけど叶わない。
Can't have. Ugh.
その表と裏に違う名がついているだけ。
Yikes. I've never felt so like, from like, I don't know if I'm super enjoying because they seem so, to yes, yes, yes. Oh, we're talking about this in a second. I should always do reactions in the middle of the day. I feel like energized, but I don't know if it's because this is I like this or not. I don't know. Man, can I just stop the episode right here? I got enough. I'm full. I am. Oh, I can't. I don't know if I can have desserts. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be today. Because everybody does. Isn't that fun? That's well, that is the strong part, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, you're not hiding it particularly well. Let's be real here. And then let's have the zombie discussion here. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Hmm? I have to save it for the end of the episode. Gosh darn it. I've paused like 3 times now. I can't. I gotta watch the episode, then we can talk about it. I should write it down so I don't lose it. I wonder who this guy is. Feels like I should, like, maybe this guy's gonna be like a reveal of somebody who's just hiding out here doing something. I don't know. Maybe it's unimportant. What? What? Wait, isn't Haruto Yamashita Daiki? Did Daiki die? They killed Deku off screen? Again? They killed off screen again. Oh, I guess I just said a spoiler. You know the character. They killed another Yamashita Daiki character off screen again. Man, he didn't even get to talk about his flashback and saying that he wanted to do things with his life after the fight was over. Aww. No. Dead plants in water and rain. Things are empty. We're going off to, yep, clean it up for the next people. Cleaned up everything, huh? Pack up your shit. It's time to go. Yeah. Damn. Oh, wait. I just realized. Oh, this is exactly the frame that we used for when the whole thing was filled with people. Oh. Quiet sad sucks. Oh boy. The will of the Empire, huh? Erase them. We don't want them to exist, to have ever existed. Hangman. That never got counted down a single day, did it? I think it was always 129. They just never touched it again. Huh? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just skip past the ED as well. Is that a loading screen? What the heck is that? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. It was indeed that guy.
あの時俺は余裕がなかった。
Requisition. Yep.
どうして死んじゃったの？
お前のせいだ。違う。お前がいたから。お前が母さんを殺したんだ。
Okay, so you just lashed out at him. Got it. Guessing that's what's her face's dad? Maybe, who knows? Damn, you wringed his neck, dude.
今度こそずっと一緒だ。迎えに行くよ。脆い人間の体なんか。
Oh man, hold on. Okay, I have something to say. Oh, I have something to say, and it's gonna be so mean, and someone's gonna be like, "How dare you?" I'll say it in a minute, though. Okay, that's fun. All I'm saying is, I'm coming to see you from inside of a robot that's now filled with a human soul. It made me think of Five Nights at Freddy's. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, stop, wait, don't shoot me. Don't shoot. Listen, I really like this episode, and I just want to talk to you real quick. Don't shoot. Okay, I need a minute. We have, should I, like, do I need to, I don't know how to, do I charge it up, or do I just talk? I don't know. All right, I want to look through this. I'm going to check back through the episode real quick. Just to, because I think we have 3 conversations to talk about. Maybe two. And then it's going to be like 40 minutes. I have a feeling it's going to be like 40 minutes. And then I'll go to my other things for the day. I'll be back. All right, so it is far too long after. I've taken a shower. I've reset. I got a little bit too hype. It's very hot, so I'm wearing a tank top now. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm apologizing about that. Doesn't matter. What does matter is that we have a lot to talk about. And so, give me 1 second. I'm also very bad at like preparing. I run through these, what I want to talk about, how I want to talk about it, to get like my what I want to say through my chest, like to get it from like the back of my brain where it's wibbly wobbly and has no words, it's just concepts, to the front of my brain to where I can articulate it to you. That's how all communication works. And I try to get it a little bit stabilized so I don't ramble for too long. Doesn't work because I don't write it down as I'm thinking about it, because I'm an idiot. So for the past few episodes, right, I've been saying very commonly, very often, it feels like we're in a one-sided conversation, or at the very least, it feels like there's no representation of where the Republic is coming from, what its thoughts are, what its people's thoughts and feelings are, and our characters for the Republic explicitly have felt, the word I'm going to use is empty, because they have felt like that. Annette has been so weird to me because he always gives these looks that I couldn't identify. And then Jerome has been, you know, that stoic, flat, stone surface of no, lawful good, right? Lawful, at least. This is how it's going to be. Don't care. Don't send me these reports of deaths. I don't care. Whatever, right? And it felt wrong. In this episode, we fix all of that in one fell swoop. So I will take my lumps. Took a while, but we got here, right? We're finally representing the feelings of the Republic and why they're doing what they're doing. And it's so good. Because the thing is that in a story, right? And in a story that's like this, where we're trying to go through an argument, or we're trying to take a interesting look at human nature, right? The important thing that you have to do is build your antagonist. And you can't build your antagonist to be this inhuman monster. They have to be, I'm wearing my wrong glasses. They have to be, how do I explain it? The point of an antagonist, from a writing standpoint, and from a like interacting with the audience standpoint, is for an antagonist to be your it's your view of reality, right? You're fighting what you think the real world is like. Iron Man 1, our antagonist is a guy who would sacrifice who untold human lives, doesn't care about what his weapons do. I just want the money that comes from it. And so we fight it with the guy who's like, oh, I've seen how terrible my weapons are. I must do something to control to counteract that, right? Thousand other things. Thanos is the ultimate Machiavellianism. Ends justify the means. If you kill half the people, suddenly there's a lot more room for the other half of people. Isn't that justified to do the ultimate end point of pretty much every conflict, which is to take out large amounts? How do I explain that? To cut out the middleman of war, and just all at once, boom, half of the people are gone. And now, with less economic and resource and everything else strain for you and your people, you can now breathe just a little bit more because you have double the space, double the resources, double the wealth, double the everything. And is that right to do, right? That is reality. That is the reality that you must face with your protagonist. Now, I'm not going to say that like our protagonists in a Marvel film usually like combat that in a way that isn't just beat up the enemy guy, but from a writing standpoint, that's what you do. And in this episode, we finally established what our view, what our opposite lens. We know what our idealistic lens is everybody get along. Of course, that's who wouldn't say that that's what we're trying to do. But in this episode, we finally get to see what the Republic's stance is. And it's kind of interesting. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna just go through the episode. I have notes. I don't think I wrote down much of what I wanted to, it's just more of yeah. Let's go through the episode real quick, right? Do I need my headphones on? Yeah, I kind of do. Once again, bad subs for this. I mean, there's not actually that much that's changed. It's usually just a line or two. Okay, so we're sending our people out. We're sending our crew out on their final mission. Just throw them out there. No subtext. No like no hiding it. Just go out there and die. Literally, just go out there and die. I don't care at this point. Just do it. Walk into the minefield. And now, finally, at our lowest point, Lena goes to our Republic characters, our characters that represent our other side, right? And they choose final, with this lowest point that we now know everybody's at their lowest point in a kind of way, because Lena keeps talking to them about it. All of them break open, right? Sounds just like this country. Do something, do what? So, if that could change minds, they never would have gotten to this point in the first place. Damn. Okay. Stop pretending to be a bad person. Ooh. Rubbing straight to the point. How dare you say I'm pretending to be a bad person? Well, because you are. And then what do we reply with? After getting like, we're throwing, you don't talk about this, sis, at each other right now, right? What does she return with? Stop pretending to be a good person. You need to stop. It's not a thing that we can do. Resignation. I can't do anything. Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to talk about. We'll talk about it in a second, right? Okay, keep going. Blah, blah, blah. Man, I wish I could like keep it in my mind so I can make these discussions a little bit more solid and easier to digest with you guys. But I'll be honest, I'm gonna just freak out and rant, and we're gonna go randomly through this. And I'm gonna get my thoughts out there, and hopefully it is communicated to you in a good way. Okay, so we had neighbors also citing this. When the war started, everything changed. Correct. Neighbors 86. And once it got so bad that the 86 could no longer go to our schools, people started bullying me. And so, in response, I started calling him what they called him. I started to join in with them. I started to reject him. Why? Because I don't want to be bullied. I didn't want to have the negatives of knowing you, of liking you, of being, of treating you like humans for myself. Right? I didn't want to feel that. I was scared. Not scared of him. I was scared of myself for being able to say that. And so, hold on. I want to see. God, they're just dumping it on you. Okay, so I keep wanting to stop just where I can start talking about one concept. It's all the same concept for everybody in this episode. I'll talk about it in 1 second. Okay. By the way, well, no, wait. Okay. Oh, this is so not organized. It's so disorganized. Doesn't matter. Okay. My dad was considering taking them in, hiding them despite the danger. And I said, no, don't do it. He's not my friend. I don't want to put myself in danger for him. Dad wanted my support, and I gave him a way out for him to be able to not be a good person. I lowered him to that. Earlier in the, oh gosh, I should save it for when I talk about Jerome. Whatever, this is disorganized, and I'm going to hope that you guys hear everything that I'm saying and nobody skips through all of it. If you're here for the discussion, please just listen to all the discussion, because I'm not going to be able to organize it into good spots so I can talk about each conversation as we go, right? Earlier in the episode, right, I talked about how, or actually, technically it was in the last episode, I talked about how Jerome is a middle manager, right? And I talked about how that my intention with saying that was that I wanted to remember that Jerome was, I wanted everybody to notice, all of you to notice, and I wanted to explain that I was noticing that Jerome always says things like, the country says, our policy is, never I say. Always what my job is. My job is to tell you this. And the reason why I thought of that, and the reason why I bring it up right now, is because the place that I get that from, and that did this really, really well, was Better Call Saul. I know I'm talking about a TV show. Maybe you don't want to watch TV shows. Maybe you're somebody who's anime only. Maybe you're somebody who only has reacts with certain types of media. Better Call Saul is a story, and I like all stories. In Better Call Saul, there's a character that is set up to be our antagonist. Like he's our enemy. We don't like him because he always tells us bad things, or I say tell us, but he always tells our protagonist, us, what we are experiencing the story from. Tells us bad things all the time. He's a representation of everything that Jimmy is against in that story, right? And after episodes and episodes, it comes out that every time he talks to Jimmy, he always says, not I said this, not this is my opinion. He always says, the partners have decided, the blanks have decided, well, they think that, well, I think it's just right that. He never says, I am your enemy. And then we find out, oh, that's because he's not the one who's making the decisions. And suddenly we feel bad about that. Wait, what? Our enemy, our symbol of wrongness, of evil in the story, isn't evil. He's just the guy who has to tell us evil things. I find that to be such a cool concept, right? And now for now to continue from that tangent, because it's from the same show, but it's not the same concept, and we're going to talk more about that concept in a second. The thing that this makes me think of, though, which is also a Better Call Saul thing, is there's a character who talks about this upstanding, righteous guy, right, who he knew, and in his last moments, he was like, they want me to do this evil thing. There's a character who was trying to be bribed. They were trying to bribe him. And he was like, I can't do that. That's wrong. And then another character goes, no, you should go ahead and take the bribe because that's just the way that it is. And then the other character takes the bribe and he dies. He dies. Okay. And when that character talks about it later, the guilt that he felt, not from, hey, maybe I partially got him killed, not from this person died. It was, I brought him lower. I am the one who made him do something so evil. I forced a person into sin, is what I did. I made him lower. That guilt is heavy to stain someone's memory, right? Because that's all you get at the end of the day. You fade to dust. There is no trace of your life other than what you leave behind, your memory that you leave behind, how you affect other people. And I brought it lower. So I can understand the level of guilt that that Annette takes upon herself at this point, right? That's a lot. That's a really deep thing. I gave him an out. I let him be a worse person than who he was trying to be, right? Got sent to the camps. And then, of course, I grew up knowing this symbol, this absolute pillar of goodness. And we'll talk about that more later because I do have a point that I want to make about that, but we're going to save it until we get to our other conversation. Act like saint, but you're just as guilty as me. Because you did nothing. Just as guilty as me. Is she? I mean, in a way, you could say that her telling her father not to help them, she's doing more than nothing. But once again, we're lashing out because we don't want to see ourselves as evil alone, right? We don't want to see ourselves as evil. There's no story, there's no situation, there's no point in history, or maybe there's a point in history twice that people talk. So actually, I'm gonna stop there. That there. It's another thing that I want to talk about later. We're gonna skip past. Let's continue on. All right. Go over to. I think this is. Yeah. I think this is the neighbor's house. I don't know. It was your own house. I don't know. Okay. Also, yes, the kids were Shin and his brother. Yes, of course. So, reveal Shin and his brother and their mother all had this ability to this telepathy with each other, and that is the basis for the Parade system. Got it. And then they started MK Ultra. We're not going to talk about that. I don't want to be put on the list. Government, I have no political standings. All I want is for everybody to have anime titties. Do not send people to my house. Okay. Made the raid devices, which, by the way, once again, also, score 1 for 86 for I didn't even think about for a second. Oh yeah, there is already telepathy technology. It's in the pararaids. Oh, of course you can hear voices. Snuck up on me. You got me. Show, you got me. All right. Can't use. All right. Human experimentation. Can't use animals because we're doing psychic stuff. Said that 86 aren't human. Used all kids. Results first. Safety last. Killed a bunch of people. Dad couldn't live with it. Committed suicide. Pressure. Okay. He complains. He's told you, his feelings of guilt. That anyone deserved a painful death. What he says is true. Aren't I just as guilty for abandoning my friend? That's why I took over his research, victims and all. Okay. So, if you watched the Cyberpunk episode 2, I start that video off with talking about a very important quote / concept / philosophy that I got from one of my favorite book series, Monogatari, over here, right? And in it, there's a point where a character talks about, or it's more of Nishio himself talking, since all the adults in that series are pretty much like mastered since all the adults in that series are mastered concepts. They're ways to live life, and they're all like completed. They're not they represent views, like adult views, fixated, not fluctuating, even though they are fluctuating sometimes, but they're still like convicted views. They're absolute. They're successful. They're finished. Ugh. I know there's a word that I need to find, but I can't find it right now. So since it's in my brain, I hope that I pass that concept on to you. And if not, then maybe I'll talk about Monogatari another time. And if you want me to, go ahead, tell me you want me to. But the quote is, in your life, you should be medicine or you can be poison. Because you can't, and if you can't be either, then you're just going to be plain water, right? And the point of that quote is, if you can't help people, if you can't be a good person, if you can't do good things in life, then you should do bad things. You should be the evil, because otherwise you do nothing. You're stagnant. You're blank, right? And a character kind of disputes against that, and adds their own thing to that of like, you can be this and you can be that, blah blah. But fundamentally, that point isn't wrong. That view isn't wrong, right? If you choose to do nothing, you become a fool, a villain. You become the fools and villain that Jerome talks about later. You become the people who don't care. You become you lose something. You're never going to get anything in your life. You have to choose one or the other, and you have to strive to be one or the other, right? You have to do something. Doing something is more important than being the good person all the time, is what it's trying to say. And I agree with that. And that's why I put these videos out, because if I can't put out good videos, I'll put out bad videos. Otherwise, I put out no videos, and we've seen what that looks like if you watch anything else that I do. And so we're here, and like we said, Annette saw herself as this evil, scary person. And so she chooses, instead of being nothing, instead of just letting things go by, I will become the evil. And we can't blame her for that. We can't. It's wrong. What she's doing is wrong, and what she's doing is evil, absolutely. But there's the whole theme of the episode is choosing to be something, right? Not being nothing, not living in indecision to do something, right? I'll bring this back in a second, or towards the end, because I want to talk about it when we get back to the 86 crew. But that's my view of what's going on here, right? To over his research, I became the worst, right? Could have said, we received a request to investigate because of the dead handlers. Yeah, if I brought the processor that was the source of the deaths, I might have been able to save him at the very least. That's just hypocrisy. I can't save anyone. I'm glad that they didn't bring him. Can't do anything. But you're no different. You're even worse. You feared and kept them alive. Now they're being ordered to die. I mean, they were being ordered to die either way. But once again, we're lashing out because, like, you know what? There's another thing from Monogatari. Ah, God. I'm just gonna talk about Monogatari the whole time. This whole thing is gonna be Monogatari. There's another concept in Monogatari, which is from another one of the adults, where he talks about a character who, and I'm not gonna be afraid to say sensitive topics. He talks about another character who was hit by their parent. They were given a slap or a punch, I can't remember, from their parent, right? And of course, like any rational story would do, our characters, our main character at least, was like, no, that's wrong, that's super bad, right? But then the adult character, which is once again Nisio Isin, coming in directly to say words and viewpoint, to share viewpoints and words and philosophy with the audience, comes in, he says, wait, hold on, Aragi, let me tell you from the parents' point of view, because I just talked with him. He told me the story of like how she's really scary. The character that he hits is like inhumanly a good person, and every day he had to live with an inhuman, beautiful, sparkling piece of light in his life. And as the person who's supposed to be the parent, how could he not feel some kind of way of having somebody who constantly shows him how ugly and disgusting he is? How could he not lash out once, right? How could he not? And of course, it sounds terrible. It's awful. There's no excuse to hit a child, right? You're the person who's supposed to lead them and not, use physical violence in order to make them do stuff. But point is, his point, at least the character's point at that time, was, well, the people who have power and who are like saintly, he calls her saintly. The people like that need to take responsibility for their effect on other people. And I'm not saying hit kids if they're self-righteous or if they're, too amazing, but I'm saying there's something to that, of your power to influence others, and you need to take responsibility for it. And that's what Lena is taking. She exists as this constant force of good that interacts with this girl. Of course she would hate you. You're everything that I can't be. I don't know. Let's continue on, because I'll go further, but I want to talk about it with Jerome, because I want to get to Jerome. Let's get to Jerome before I talk about any more about that concept, right? And now here we go. The first thing we get is the most immediately immediate, like, relatable, most relatable 1 second ever created. God, it was last episode that I showed up, dude. Can I get a break? All right, this is a little bit of levity, because we're going to continue talking about some nihilistic, melancholic stuff. So a little bit of levity. Now let's get back into it. All right. Hey, stop this. No, I'm not going to do it. Blah, blah. All right. Now we get honesty. Now we talk about what's really going on here. They all need to die. That's what's best for the country, according to its government and indirectly its people. Now, there's something to that. According to its government and indirectly its people. Government, indirectly its people. I said it every time that you said it, because I just find it so wrong that the military follows the will of the people. The military follows the will of the government, not its people. The government's job is to follow the will of the people, right? I've done that 3 times now. At least I think I did last episode. I think I did this episode. I wonder if we're really going to leave it at this, or if there's something more going on here. I've talked about. I found the Republic and its actions to be very strawman-y in how they're operating, right? They're just evil to be evil, it seems like. But with this discussion, at least now we see the not completely chaotic evil choices that they're making, or the not completely evil. We see their view directly, and now they're people, they're humans. They're not here to screw you over. There's a reason for what they're doing, right? So, will of the nation is that all 86 die. Why? Right? Because that's just the evil statement. Well, will of the nation is all 86 die. Well, why would the people want that? People want to be generally good. No one wants to be evil. If what we've done to the 86 gets out at the end of the war, the Republic will become a pariah state. We will become villains to the world. The world will see us as evil. And so, we'll be remembered forever as oppressors. So to keep that from happening, we get rid of all of them. That way they never existed in the first place. Throughout all of history, humanity is built on performing so many atrocities to people and wiping them out. And then going, nope, we've always been here. This is our place. Don't worry about it. I mean, there's a whole separate species of humans, right, that existed, and then we wiped them all out, and then we don't talk about them again, right? And there's a couple of people who still have some DNA of Neanderthals, but we don't talk about that. I mean, just that's not important. Now, that's not really a direct line, because that's literally like when we were animals. So, but I mean, there's like infinite examples that I can't think of off the top of my head. Like, why do you think most of the world speaks English, French, or Spanish? Or I guess generally most of the world, there's a lot of Chinese as well. Although Chinese is a bunch of separate languages that share a root. But you get what I'm saying. There's reasons for all that. There's a lot of atrocities that we've committed. A lot of things that are like, if they were all wiped out, we wouldn't have to be villains anymore. We wouldn't have to know. There wouldn't be anyone to complain left. That makes sense to me. That's a human. It's evil. Oh, it's horrifically evil. But it's neutral evil. I don't think it's lawful evil. I think it's neutral evil. Chaos, I can't, it's a little bit unknowable. But neutral evil, I can go, okay, I can see how you can tell yourself that you're doing the good thing. Hold on 1 second. As you can see, a certain fuzzball has decided that to interrupt. Yes, hi. Yeah, you have something to say? You want to talk about this episode? You're black and white. You fit the theming here. Don't press any buttons on my keyboard. I will kill you. I will end your career. Okay? All right. I completely lost my place. That's my thoughts. If I stopped in the middle of the conversation, I'll put a comment to finish my thoughts. If I stopped in the middle of a comment, but if not, then let's continue on. Next part, right? Next part of this. Basically, this is a more knowable. We're past our villains have become somewhat human. Now we can start understanding what we want to say about the world, right? We have established our view of the world. This is what reality is. This is the part of reality that we're disputing, right? And it's sad. This is a horrifically nihilistic, sad view of the world. And it gets worse. Let's continue. Thus, the Republic will have done nothing wrong. Select few will know the truth, but it doesn't matter. Most of them don't turn a blind eye, don't even care. They're citizens, no matter what race, ideals of Saint Magnolia. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if I don't think I've missed it or anything. I'm hoping, maybe, or not hoping, but I'm guessing that the light novel maybe has said what Saint Magnolia is all about. Who knows? We'll continue. But our ideals, our truth, justice, and the American way. I shouldn't say the American way. Every country has something like this. Every one of you has something like this. You just, it's maybe not as talked about. It's maybe not as intense, but everybody has something that's going on like this. All right? They aren't. How can this be the will of the Republic? If it doesn't follow our ideals and our songs and our poems and our big marches, yeah, proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. If it doesn't follow that, how can it be the will of the people? And then we get the conversation that made me have to go, oof, damn, I have to shut up because nihilism sucks, man. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's a country full of fools and villains who executed Saint Magnolia for the sake of their own wealth and greed. Man, I want to know what that story is so I can get the connection. What can you expect of them? They're fools and villains. What can you expect of them? They're idiots. Of course, they don't think about things like that. You know what, let me. I don't want to stop on every line because there's so many good lines. I just want to mix them all together. So hold on a second. Humans are not ready for the pure. Humans are not ready for the pure ideals of freedom and equality. I doubt will ever be. That is sad. That is hopelessly sad. That is that set of lines is so, it's gut-wrenchingly, horrifically dark, horrifically sad. Jerome is a person who has given up. We're idiots, we're fools. We should never have been given freedom because we aren't ready for it, and we never will be. Equality, how could we ever have that? Look at us. Look at the disgusting creatures that we are. Ugh. That's what an antagonist is, dude. In this episode, we have found out that both of our Republic characters are just as you know what? let's continue on because this ties into what he says next. Actually, just saying that does justify your despair. You're just saying you're giving up because giving up feels good and it makes you feel you're choosing to be a bad person because it makes you feel like you're doing something, or you're choosing to give up because it just makes you feel better. Giving into your despair. It's wrong to sit back and let this happen. Free to speak to your hopes and ideals, but you won't persuade anyone. That's why it came to me in the first place. In the end, hope and despair are the same thing. Wishing for something you can't attain. They're people who have lost hope, have allowed it to fall into despair. They're people who can have hope, who can have ideals, who could be like that, but they have been so crushed by the world. They choose to simply become the villains. So that's all that it is. So recently, right? I read through, I think it was like last week, I read through, I think like 11 volumes of a manga. I read through 11 volumes of Oyasumi Punpun. If you don't know what Oyasumi Punpun is, wow, that was, I don't know how to begin. If you don't know what Oyasumi Punpun is, it is a very intense manga, and if you're not prepared for some pretty adult themes and some pretty grim dark despair, you don't need to read Oyasumi Punpun. It's intense. And yes, I am watching 86 Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Oyasumi Punpun at the same time, or I'm experiencing them all around the same time. I'm also going through real life stuff that around the same time. It's important for me. It's actually kind of comforting to kind of see. How can I say this? I think I'm at the point where I am willing to see darkness so that I can see the people who've gone through it, you know? People who make stuff like this have felt strong. When you get a good piece of media that goes dark, right? And it's something that the author has experienced, and the author, there's a difference between showing darkness to show darkness, to be edgy, or to grab the view, or to be different, right? And then there's darkness to say something, to say, hey, I made it through it, or I've experienced it and I've survived. Here's my views on it. Here's what I think. Here's how I think you can survive it, right? I recently had like a long thought on the difference between edginess and something being dark, right? And it came from Giguk's video on Tokyo Ghoul, talking about why Tokyo Ghoul isn't edgy, but it comes off as edgy, and what makes the difference between an edgy thing and a dark thing. And my answer was humanity, and that's not important for what we're talking about here. I just realized I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to reel myself back in real quick. But why did I talk about that? Oyasumi Punpun. Okay, so I recently went through Oyasumi Punpun, right? And in Oyasumi Punpun, or at one point in Oyasumi Punpun, a thought came up, and it's not a thought that came to myself. I was watching Oyasumi Punpun, reading Oyasumi Punpun, along with watching the reaction videos by. I feel weird talking about other YouTube channels on my YouTube channel. I feel like I shouldn't do it unless I know the person. It's whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I've been watching Tibu go through Oyasumi Punpun. It's a really good channel. I don't know. Do you put a link? I think putting a link on my video would be far more like intrusive, like involving someone in my content than what I want to do. But look it up. It's TEABOO. And if you like, and if you haven't seen them, I really can't imagine that you skip past Tibu's pretty much full 86 playlist and videos to get to me. But if you have, you should go watch him because he's very good, and he is far more intelligent of a man than me, I would say. And I'm sure that in his own reactions, he probably can talk about more about politics and all that than I can. I just talk about narrative tricks and like cool pieces of the human spirit and blah blah, vaguely. But he's actually a learned person, I would call him. All right, that's enough. That's enough polishing knobs. Let's let's continue on. But a thing that he said while he was going through Yasumi Pumpin was about hell, and not real hell, not fire, brimstone. If that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in. Hell. No, he's talking about the hell that exists here on the world, because Yasumi Pumpin brings up the concept of the hell that you can leave, that you can bring yourself to in the real world, and it's not external, right? It's not the world around you. It's in your own heart. It's your own guilt. It's your own conflicted feelings. Your terrible self-punishing feelings. That is what hell is like in the real world. And I would agree with that, because, man, I don't know if I've ever been deep in there, but I've flirted with it, definitely. I have some really bad, I had some really bad feelings about myself when, like, I was a young adult, like early 20s. But we don't need to talk about that. What is important is that taking that concept, you can take that concept and you can directly apply it to our two characters here in the Republic. Annette lives with so much guilt and has chosen to be a bad person. And she lives with this absolute belief that she can't save anything. Jerome lives with this absolute belief he can't save anything. They exist in hell. They feel, they know, they're not like people who have given up any empathy for the 86 and they just don't care, right? They don't not care. They care a lot. And for that reason, they feel pain. They're in hell. They're punishing themselves. They feel despair. They feel anguish, right? And yet they choose not only to be in hell, but they choose to be, I mean, they choose not just to exist in it, not just to be the sinners, not just to be the people who burn in it. They choose to be the demons of it, right? Just to accept what's going on and to try to hope that that'll make them feel better, right? They become the demons. They punish the other humans. They punish the sinners. There's something there, but I just don't know how to articulate it perfectly. But they've fallen absolutely to despair, to Zetsubo, you say. Ooh, that's another. Oh, that just made me think of. There's another show that I have to put on my things that I want to watch one day. Zetsubo Sensei. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll remember to transfer that over. That's tragic, but man, like we're here. There's characters now, because they weren't characters before. They were so weird, and they weren't finished. I was starting to get to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't care about the 86's whatever they're doing, dude. I just want to see the Republic. The Republic is so much more interesting because I wanted to know how the people respond to it. Here we are. Oh no, my voice is going. Oh no. Hold on. You're chosen. We're not going to die. Finally following the path we wanted to follow. The place we wanted to go. Finally be free. Please don't trample our will with your pity. In the same way, right, that I'm saying that that Annette and Jerome choose hell, choose to be bad people. Our 86 crew chooses to be good people. They choose to be noble and to self-sacrifice in the opposite way. Right here, sandwiched in the middle, you have Lena. By the way, I was supposed to say this at the beginning. claps out to Lena for being like the most no support good person I've ever seen in my life. There is not a single piece of positive reinforcement for Lena in this entire series. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, even her dad, I wouldn't even count her dad. Her dad was like 9 years ago. Same with not 9 years ago, but like however, who was it 9 years ago that he died? It was really early that he died. I remember that. Same with even Shorei, who's another one of her people that she thinks about, that she follows this path for. That was years ago. He's been dead for forever. No support other than the desire for that anime boy dick, just like Sakura. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I say we need to lighten up a little bit, okay? I need to let the gas out a little bit. This has been a long discussion. My throat hurts. I'm supposed to be doing like 3 more reaction videos today. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I do know what I'm going to do, but ugh. Okay, so she can tell he's going to die. He's going to try to kill his brother. Other interesting thing for the episode: beyond the eastern border, I can't hear the Legion's voices. This is a mistranslation. It's in the good subs, which I need to use these subs so that I can put the episode through at increased speed without having to re-render. I think I have to burn the subtitles in if I want to do that with the good subtitles, but I don't feel like doing all that. So the thing he should be saying is, I can't hear. I lost, like, the voices got silenced in at the eastern border. Like, there used to be voices there, now they're gone. Very interesting. So there is another society that lived outside of just the Empire, or the Republic. It's so weird, isn't it, that this is like the Republic is what this is. Damn. Can't hear the Legion from there anymore. Anyone still out there, they're your best bet. Which I believe, from looking at the changes document, he more means like hold out and maybe they'll come over here to help you once, you know, all of us are gone. Damn, we're done. It's over. Listen, just hold out for them and you'll be fine. Like I said, they choose to be good people to the point where they're just as stubborn-headed as the people who choose to be bad people, I would say. There's something there. I don't know if I can articulate that perfectly. But that's also interesting, that there's a different place out there that's taking out the Legion, and who knows what they're like. Alright. I think that's pretty much it for the episode. Alright. So here goes your last of everything. We lost Yamashita Daiki. That's sad. Happy-go-lucky, kind of sad music. Yay. Sadness, emptiness. Time for us to head out. Got our new cool metal coffins. And we get this final shot of basically their hangman. Even though I think this is like a what are those called? They're like a thing that you hang up for Tanabata? No. They're things for the rain, right? They make the rain go away. I don't remember, but fun. Symbolism. Quick way to thing. I already said everything I need to talk about that. All right. And then we get Long Shorei's regrets, what he's thinking about while he's, you know, part of this mech, or what's left of him, what's left of his soul. Yes, I made a Five Nights at Freddy's reference. Hey, listen. More him lashing out to blame someone than it was for anything actual. Shin used to be a bowl cut. Okay. Dude, that's a chock full episode. And that's a lot of discussion I did. Let's see, considering how much time I have left on my camera, I'm thinking that we've done an hour and a half of discussion on this. Golly. Time to trudge through that. I got everything I wanted. That was a good episode. I'll see you for the next one. maybe I should put some more closing arguments. Maybe I should put some more stuff. But I think I've talked enough. I'm losing my voice, and that might mean that I'm not going to be able to record Spy X Family and Haikyuu tonight. I don't know. We'll find out. In the meantime, I hope that you enjoyed this. This is probably coming out a day late. I'm probably going to record a video saying, hey, this is going to be a day late. I hope that it was worth it. I hope that you enjoy it. Have a good one. Hit me with a like if you've been here this long. Seriously, this is a long one. Hit me with a comment. Tell me things. Tell me anything. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me I'm doing a good job. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. I usually don't reply to comments because I feel weird about replying to comment. I don't know, because I'm a shy boy. I should stop being a shy boy. I'll go reply to all my comments. I'm feeling motivated today. All of you have a beautiful one. I've been the Antagonist Advocate. All of you have a good day. Beautiful day. Whatever. This has been good episode 86. I'll see y'all next time.